Here's a quick beginner's project for 6-inch blocks. I used an easy pumpkin square, but you can substitute any block. In this video, you'll learn how to make these mug rugs or pot holders. Then I'll share with you some ideas for expanding this project. Last but not least, you'll learn how to put together this pumpkin using the quick corner method. Since only squares and other rectangles are used and no matching is needed, this makes a perfect beginner project. Before you get started, download a copy of these free directions at learnhowtoquilt.com. You'll find them under the Small Projects tab. You'll need a 6.5-inch block for the top, a 6.5-inch square for the back, and a 6-inch square of batting for the mug rug, or a 6-inch square of thermal batting for the pot holder. The thermal batting will give you extra protection against the heat. You begin by layering the batting and the block. I just kind of eyeballed this, so I have about 1/4 inch all the way around the edges. Then I'm going to put right sides together. So here's the right side of my top and here's the right side of my back, and I'll pin those. I usually like to round the corners to make it easier when I turn this right side out. Use a 1/4 inch seam to stitch all the way around, leaving about a 3-inch opening. Make sure to trim the corners before you turn it right side out. I caught the batting in some places when I stitched around the edge here to ensure that it stays in place when I turn it. Sometimes I like to layer the batting and the top and then stitch in the ditch to ensure there's no shifting when I turn it inside out. Here's my pumpkin ready to be quilted. I like to use these smaller blocks to try out some quilting designs before tackling larger projects. I added tape to mark my quilting lines. On one block I stitched in the ditch, which I think I like better than this pumpkin face. If you'd like to make the project larger, add another square to your block. You can also add a border to your block to make it larger. You'll just have to adjust the back and the batting. Sometimes I'll set the block on point, or other times I'll do both and add a border and set it on point. You can also add binding to your quilt sandwich instead of turning it inside out. The possibilities are endless. Remember, for this project, any block will do, but if you want to make this no-match pumpkin, the directions are coming up next. For the stem, cut a 1.5-inch square. For the pumpkin, cut a 5.5 by 6.5-inch rectangle. From the background, you'll need 2 1.5 by 3-inch pieces, 2 1.5-inch squares, and 2 2.25-inch squares. Mark diagonals on the wrong side of your fabric. Use a 45-degree line on your mat to double check. Put right sides together and sew on the line. When all have been sewn, press. You can trim the excess if needed. Put right sides together. Sew 1/4-inch seams. Press to the stem. Put right sides together and sew 1/4-inch seams. Press to complete your block. If you'd like to make the project larger, try lining up some blocks with strips between. No scraps of batting this size? No problem. This pumpkin patch was made with just the top and a backing. This quick corner jar goes together fast just like the no-match pumpkin. If you'd like a copy of the free directions, go to Free Patterns and click on One Block Wonders. Thanks for visiting LearnHowToQuilt.com. Please share our videos with your friends.